Welcome to John G TV. Oh, all right, look, I got a little something different for you. This is gonna be different to the channel. I'm about to do something. Excuse the mess. Many faces of John G. So yeah, I'm about to do it. As you can see, the review of the Oynx Studio 3 by Harman Kardon, and also versus the 4. Let me just cut to the chase of it. So, because first off, if you're new to the channel, because this might bring about some new people that's not already into John G TV. I really don't do Bluetooth speaker reviews like that. This will probably be my second. I believe I did the JBL review or whatnot, but I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that. But to cut to the chase of it, I'm sorry. First off, welcome to John G TV. I am John G. Because you probably this might draw new people in because of the title. So, welcome. But let me just cut to the chase. The Oynx Studio 3 is better, in my opinion, hands down, than the Oynx 4. The major difference, they look both of you the same, but there is some differences that touch and feel that is different between 3 and 4, but to the eye, they do look identical. Sonically, the 3 just has more bass to me, more bottom end. But the good thing about the 4 is that you can connect up to 400 of them. And I just found out because in my research, and I'll explain as I walk y'all down this lane. But the Oynx 4 Harman Kardon, I guess, owns JBL, or JBL owns Harman. However, they're in the same bed together, and so you can actually connect some of the newer, like the JBL Pulse, and I believe the JBL Boombox can be paired with the Harman Kardon Connect 4, Studio 4, because it has the same Connect technology or communication. However, the 3 and 4 will not connect with each other. Neither will the JBL and the Connect 3 or 4. So they all have like different, I guess, Bluetooth technology that allows them to connect. The Connect 3 is merely a paired. You can only hook 2 up, whereas the Connect 4, you can actually hook up 100. Now I don't know
who got major chips like that to go out and get 100 Connect 4s, but whoever you are, I'd love to see that video. That's a concert all day, because this is ridiculous.
I guess one of the major gripes that the price point was extremely high at one point. I'm coming into the understanding that they were $400 or $300. That's crazy. That's absurd. But how I got mine was, I guess it was on sale. It was $100 at Sprint. When I was there getting my cell phone, I heard it and was like, man, this is nice. It's a nice speaker. And when they told me the price, $100, okay, I get it. So yeah, so this is kind of a one-off video for my channel. Also, I'm also going to be reviewing the Samsung Galaxy 9 Plus. I just recently got that. Like I said, I was in the Sprint store, kind of upgrading from an LG V10. And so I'll talk about that in a separate video where I'm going into my whole cell phone journey. So again, if you want to cut to the chase, we're at 4 minutes now. We can get to the Sonics. Now here, I'm gonna jump straight to the candy. All right, this is 2 3s hooked up. Now here's what happened. I bought 1 3, got home, loved it. It was like, man, it would be nice to get that second one. And if it's only $100, then cool. When I go back, they didn't have any 3s, only a display model, but they had a 4. And so she said, well, I can give you the 4 for, 109 with tax came to 116. So I'm like, all right, it's pretty much the same. Okay, I'll get the 4. So that's how I got the 4. When I get home, I realized after many YouTube searching and internet searching and fumbling, filing, and trying to get them to connect, that they will not connect with each other. So I go back and I'm like, yo, I'm calling around all the Sprint stores. Apparently, not even online, the 3s are out of production, kind of like you have to get them You know, like Amazon doesn't have any 3s. The 4s are available. Amazon had the 4 for like 170. But when I got the 4 though, the touch and feel of it, and I'll show you what I mean. The touch and feel didn't feel the same. When I hooked it up sonically, I was like, no, I don't like this. So I took it back. I basically got the display model that's been on display for a whole year. I'm like, well, they did. The only thing I didn't like was Sprint didn't give me a deal on the display model. Like, it's been sitting here a whole year. Everybody been touching it. And dude gave me some line about they basically are at the point where they're just trying to get rid of them, so they're selling them at cost. So Sprint paid $100 for them. They're selling them for $100, $99. But I'm like, this is a display model. Somebody should be able to mark this down even further. But I didn't really go into it. I took it because that's what I wanted. And so I have one display model and one brand new. But the 4 is actually going back because I didn't like it. Before I do that, I wanted to make this video. So again, let me speed it up. Right now I have 2 3s connected. I want y'all to hear how this sound. And I have a track here that I'm playing by my boy. It's a fire track. Hope y'all like it. But just to give you, you know, some reference. I'm gonna cut this fan off if y'all hear that. I'm gonna cut that off right now. Now, before y'all go to judging me, you know, with all of your, I know it's gonna be some people. This isn't a proper speaker review. You don't have the right. I'm telling you now. No, this is the John G way, okay? This audio is coming from the iPad. Nothing special. You're hearing it as I'm hearing it. It's open room. I don't have line in audio for you, so you're not gonna hear it at its highest. However, I will say, this ain't for your cell phones. This ain't for your laptops or your tablets. You're gonna have to put your headphones on. Your hi-fi deck. Cause this here is like that. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna jump right into it. 2 Harmans hooked up.
Songs.
Now the Harman is turned up all the way, but my phone, that's like 50% right there.
And I sit back, man.
Check it out.
I don't know, yo. I thought about making me a brag song, but I don't think the longevity would last long. I'm on the phone with laptop, getting my laugh on. It ain't Halloween, but still they got their masks on. Scary ain't it? Everybody say I sound like Jay. Everybody say I sound like Nas. I sound like my mama's child. Please hold the applause. Just because I rap it makes sense, you compare me to y'all. Favorite rapper that you heard when they talk. That's not a compliment, the compliment for. I'm in my office helping businesses get off of the ground. Every now and then I might dibble down with the sound. Every now and then she's so wet, eventually drown. Every now and then I shed a tear breaking me down. Every now and then I ask God to pray for me now. So all you devils say you hate for me now. This is just my brag song. Yeah. This is just my brag song. Yeah. This is just my brag song. Big ring on. Do you hear me, nigga? This is just my brag song. Yeah. This is just my brag song. Yeah. This is just my brag song. Big ring on. Do you hear me, nigga? I've been blocked when I'm sobering up. My wife says I have a real problem opening up. Like I'm on Dr. Phil sitting down with Oprah or what? Why you popping pills sitting on the couch like a lush? They ain't sitting, but we niggas still in back of the bus. Just because of our thing, you think you can stand up? Being unarmed is reason enough. I had to let that thing speak for itself. You better run if you hear a preacher preach about what? Sitting in a shiny suit, he the devil himself. Like, oh my God, sweet baby Jesus help. I got a 9 for every loop on my belt. I'm just playing with the dealer just dealt. And if it's joking that I'm holding, ain't king with your ace. It ain't check what my queen just felt. You better hear me now. This is just my brag song. Yeah.
This is just my brag song, because I'm bragging. But I ain't got much to brag about. So check this out. Now, when they're plugged in, you get 60 watts of power. When you unplug them and you straight going, you know, wireless, Bluetooth, it drops down to 30. as a way to save battery, so the speakers will last longer. So I'm gonna do, because right now what you just heard was plugged in, full blast, open room audio. However you heard it, that's how it sounds. It sounds amazing. All right. Now I'm gonna disconnect it so you can hear the same thing full volume, and you will see what it sounds like when they come unplugged. And you will hear a little drop in audio, but still sounds great. So now we're going back to full blast in 3, 2, 1. 1. 1.
Yeah, this is just my brag song. Oh, Pinky Ring on. Do you hear me, nigga? This is just my brag song. Yeah, this is just my brag song. Yeah, this is just my brag song. Oh, Pinky Ring on. Do you hear me, nigga?
Slight, but you can hear it now.
This is just my brag song. Yeah, this is just my brag song. Yeah, this is just my brag song. Oh, Pinky Ring on. Do you hear me, nigga?
All right. So that's what it sounds like with 2 Harman 3s hooked up. Now what I'm gonna do is actually do the actual comparison. I had to say all that first because I'm bragging. All right, give me a second here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get into actually reviewing the touch and feel of these two devices. But with that being said, while that's when I'm getting that on, I can go ahead and start the review. So they're basically the same. I mean, they look identical. Only main difference is you can tell this is the display model. See all that dirt and filth right there. So the main difference is color-wise is this one is, 3 is silver and the 4 has a black back. So, yeah. So I'll hold them up. That one's over there charging right now. But they pretty much are the same. Another reason, it's a display model. See how it's worn out right there and whatnot. But this thing feels amazing in the hands. Right here, this part feels like leather, all right? It just feels good. It feels as good as the sound when you cut it on. Oh man, y'all gotta hear this. Check, I know y'all, anybody, all right, that's okay, but listen to this sound. I love that. The JBL does a sound too, I love. But yeah, so the touch and feel of this back is real premium. And the grill, it has this nice speaker grill feel to it. All right, so it just feels good in the hands from top to bottom. The rubber ring feels nice to the touch. Everything about the 3 just feels very good and premium. Now with the 4 feels cheap. The back is no longer leather. It's like just a smooth plastic. So you can hear that. The sound difference, like this feels good. So the touch and feel of the 3s is just amazing. This right here is whack. The rubber ring is the same, so I like the ring. But then the grill part is finer, so it's not as coarse. And again, it just feels cheap to me, man. I don't like the feel. The touch and feel of it threw me off right away, and I was like, I mean, maybe you're looking like that, John G, that's stupid. Maybe so, because it's all about the sonics, right? Now, had this thing blown me away sonically, I'd probably be keeping it, even though they don't match in terms of connecting, just because of the price was, better than Amazon and all of that. But the touch and feel, you thinking like, why would you care about that? Well, the main reason why I talk about that is because I actually like being able to do this. These are more so, they're portable, but in my opinion, these are more so a at-home desktop type of system. You set this down, you leave them plugged in, and that's pretty much it. It's not as portable as this JBL. This JBL, this Charge 3 sounds amazing. I don't know what it's about, the third generation, but the Charge 3 sounds amazing. I love this Bluetooth speaker. But yeah, I'll talk about this more. But yeah, this is very, very portable. I've taken this on all of my adventures on vacations or whatnot. I'll plug this in with my hi-fi DAC just to get even better audio, and this thing sounds great. But these, I would take, I can go out in my backyard with these, you know what I mean? Like, I maybe wouldn't go out of town with them and travel because of the case, but I can definitely take them in my car when I'm going over a friend's house and I'm finna set up. I got a nice system to set up, and at that point, that touch and feel, I mean, if I can have something that feels better in my hand, I'd rather have that, versus having something that when you touch it, you like, this feels cheap. So it just kind of feel cheap to me, but other than that, they look the same. But now we're gonna plug them up, and I'm gonna do a side by side so we can hear so you can hear what I'm hearing. Now, first I gotta connect the 4. Let me disconnect the 3s so they're not going at the same time. I'm gonna plug the other 3 back in so we can get the full audio. And we're gonna go A/B between the 2. Now, give me a second, people, while hopefully I'll do this the right way in editing and cut this up so y'all have to wait. All right, so let's find my 4, connect the 4. This probably would work better and faster if I had 2 devices hooked up with the same song playing, so I can just immediately punch them both in. But I'm probably gonna have to edit this, so there's gonna be some chops, so I can get it right. There was a problem, there's always a problem. Oh, it's not on. All right, now we connected. That sound you heard was just it connecting. And these speakers can do phone calls. So you can make your phone calls. Now, with that being said, videos. I wouldn't suggest this is not a great video. Like if you had your phone or tablet hooked up and you want the Bluetooth speakers to be your audio choice, the syncing is not on point. It's off, so you got that Chinese effect, and people talking after the fact or whatever, which ruins the video. I mean, it's not an immersive experience, so I wouldn't recommend it for that. Music, yes, but videos doesn't work. However, if you were to plug it in, you probably wouldn't get the streamlined performance you would expect, for it to be perfectly synced. But just Bluetooth don't work. All right, let's go, John G. Time is money. Money is time. Trolled right now. What's going on? The 4 is connected, but it's not playing though? Huh? Oh, I definitely gotta edit this. just tell you this: if you have Alexa, look, she takes precedence over everything. When she connect, ain't nothing getting through. Alexa, you a bad man of jam. All right, so now we got. I had to disconnect her from Alexa because that's why it won't play. But here we go.
I'm in my office helping businesses get off of the ground. Every now and then I might dibble down with a sound. Every now and then she's so wet, eventually drown. Every now and then I shed a tear, breaking me down. Every now and then I ask God to pray for me now. So all you devils say you hate for me now. And you hate for me now. This is just my brag song. Yeah. This is just my brag song. Yeah. This is just my brag song. Oh, pick my ring on. Do you hear me, nigga? This is just my brag song. Yeah. This is just my brag song. Yeah. This is just my brag song. Oh, pick my ring on. Do you hear me, nigga? I've been to watch when I'm sober enough. My wife says I have a real problem opening.
Keep in mind that still sounds pretty. I mean, that sounds good, but it just don't sound as good as the 3. So imagine if you had 2 4s or 100. Oh my God! It's not that it sounds bad. Don't get me wrong. It sounds good. However, let's go back to the 3. I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? Disconnect this one. All right, let's go to the 3. Now, Samsung has this thing where I can connect 2 devices and have them playing at the same time, but it's not perfectly in sync. One is going to be off from the other. So let's see if it does it. We got 22 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to have to edit this. Alexa. Alexa, disconnect speaker. Come on, man, with the trolling. What is going on here? Stop trolling me. Oh, okay. So I have, because I have, this is weird, because I have 2 3s, I actually have to, apparently I have to pair them both. Before I thought I only had 1 3 connected, but I guess when you pair the 3 and put them in the pair mode, it doesn't matter. And also when pairing the 3s, if you inline audio 1, it will play on both speakers. Game changer. Because that was one thought that I had. Like, I wonder if it's probably not going to work. It's only going to do through Bluetooth. But when they're paired, the 3s, when they're paired, you have your phone plugged in through line in audio. It will play on both. So that's another feature I think is dope. And I'm pretty certain that's the same with the JBLs and the Harman and the Connect 4s as well. I'm pretty certain. But I'll just get to it. So I'm gonna have to edit that, but y'all just heard the 3. And now we're gonna get to, y'all just heard the 4. So let's play the 3.
Yeah. All these rappers, man, they come out with songs.
That's the 3.
All the cars, all the women. And I sit back, man. Look at what I got. Come on, man. I don't know, yo. I thought about making me a brag song, but I don't think the longevity would last long. I'm on the phone with Lab, I'm getting my lab on. It ain't Halloween, but still they got their mask on. Scary, ain't it? Everybody say I sound like Jay. Everybody say I sound like Nas. I sound like my mama's child, please hold the applause. Just because I rap it makes sense, you compare me to y'all. Favorite rapper that you met when they talk, that's not a compliment to compliment for.
Alright, again, that's the 3. Man. The 3, compared to the 4, the 3 just sounds amazing. Whereas the 4 sounds good, the 3 sounds amazing. Alright, we're gonna disconnect that and go back to the 4. Wow. Let's go back to the 4 now so y'all can hear that again.
It's just different.
Yeah. All these rappers, man, they come out with songs bragging about how much money they got. All the cars, all the women. And I sit back, man, look at what I got. Come on, man. I don't know, yo. I thought about making me a brag song, but I don't think the longevity would last long. I'm on the phone with laptop, getting my lab on.
It's a reason why the 3 got Red Dot Award 2016 winner. It's the reason why I got that award. The 4 didn't get that. Now that I've listened to these side by side, I can say this. The 4, it seems as though the company tried to refine the sound, take away the blaring, because the 3s scream, and it's no comparison to me. The 3 is hands down better than the 4. However, the 4 is like, it's a refined sound. I would say the 4 is more sophisticated. It's, you know, you're gonna play classical music on your 4s. Your 3s is for that hardcore rock and rap and all that loud music that you want to just hear knocking. That's for your 3s. So your 4 is for your old folks. Y'all want to listen to that elevator music. That the 4s are for them. That's just sonically speaking. You know, if I had to paint a picture for you, that's how I would paint the picture between the sonics of the 4 versus the 3. So for me, I'm 3 all day. I want to hear my music beating, blaring, coming through, making noise, and feel it, and feel like I'm a part of it. So yeah, that's my take on the review and take on the Harman Kardon Studio or Connect, what is it called? The Oynx Studio 3. Versus the 4. Now that concludes this part of the review, but since I'm here and this is a one-off for me, feel free to hang out, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this speaker right here and let y'all hear this. This too is a bad speaker. I love that sound. Well, let's go ahead and pair this up, and then we're going to hear how this little guy sounds in relationship to the 3, the 4, and this thing. So we connected. We have full volume. That's notifications coming through. All right, let's go back.
It's just different.
Yeah. All these rappers, man, they come out with songs bragging about how much money they got. All the cars, all the women.
I got it sitting where the other one was sitting, so the space is the same.
Look at what I got. Come on, man. I don't know, yo. I thought about making me a brag song, but I don't think the longevity would last long. I'm on the phone with laptop, getting my lab on. It ain't Halloween, but still they got their mask on. Scary, ain't it? Everybody say I sound like Jay. Everybody say I sound like Nas. I sound like my mama's child, please hold the applause. Just because I rap it makes sense, you compare me to y'all. Favorite rapper that you met when they talk, that's not a compliment to compliment for. I'm in my office helping businesses get off of the ground. Every now and then I might dibble down with the sound. Every now and then she's so wet, eventually drown. Every now and then I shed a tear breaking me down. Every now and then I ask God to pray for me now. So all you devils say you hate for me now. You hate for me now. This is just my brag song. Yeah.
So again, sonically, this can't compare with those two. These are more like house speakers, if you will, versus this guy. And this is the full volume. What you heard was full volume on here and the phone. You can't plug this one in and play it at the same time, because this has a USB charging port. So when you're charging it, it's charging. There is no playing. Don't take that to the bank. All right, I might be off on that, but from my recollection, when I charge this, it has to be charged. I couldn't charge and play at the same time, but I don't want to stand on that with. I'm not gonna put no cement on that because I might be wrong. So if y'all check fact me on that, if I'm wrong, put it in the comments. Let me know I'm wrong. If I'm right, but I believe I'm right, that you cannot charge this guy and play at the same time. So what you're hearing is full volume versus with the connects. If you unplug it, it drops to 30. It drops basically half the wattage versus when you plug it in. But yeah, so this is a great speaker for travel. Like I said, it's just, you know, real easy to carry. Again, I love this design. Last night I was actually over at my boy's house. He has a Pulse, the JBL Pulse. Now the Pulse are nice with the lights. However, that speaker is only this big. The rest of it is like this much speaker. All the rest of it is lights. And we was listening to them side by side because I wanted to see how they would connect. They don't connect. This technology right here is how you pair these. So I believe you can pair, I don't know how many. I believe you can pair more than two though. But they have to have this technology. He had the Pulse, and the Pulse actually has what the 4 has, which is that same symbol, but it has a plus sign in it, which is why these two weren't able to connect. This doesn't have that at all. See, this doesn't have that connect. So this is why this wouldn't connect to the JBL. And it's also the reason why the JBL wouldn't connect to the 4. This is the 3. The 3 is just, like I said, you can just hold those Bluetooth buttons down and pair 2 of these. That's it. Versus, for what I did research, I don't know if it's certain, but I've heard that you can actually update this to make it the same as the Plus. But I read that once you do that, you can't go back. Don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard, or read rather. So yeah, so, you know, back to the Pulse. He had the Pulse, and the sound wasn't gaping difference, but it was clearly noticeable. Everybody, it was no denying that when this was on, it was a richer, fuller sound versus his was just like all trebles and highs. But it had the light show on it, so it looked cool. Only thing about the Pulse I don't like is that the lights didn't seem to pulse with the music. It was just doing it on its own. I don't know if there's a setting to sync it with the music, but to me that was a disconnect because I feel like the lights, I should be able to control which colors I want and how they sync to the beat, because then it would make it more interactive and making more sense to me. But whatever. So yeah, I'm not gonna carry on too long. I'm gonna let the JBL carry me on out here.
This is just my rap song. Yeah, this is just my rap song. Oh, pick my ring on.
It's pretty loud though for this guy.
This is just my rap song. Yeah, this is just my rap song. Yeah, this is just my rap song. Oh, pick my ring on. Do you hear me, nigga? Yo, I binge watch when I'm sober enough. My wife says I have a real problem opening up. Like I'm on Dr. Phil sitting down with Oprah or what? Why you popping pills sitting on the couch like a lush? They ain't said it, but we niggas still in back of the bus. Just because Obama came, you think you can stand up? Being unarmed is reason enough.
John G TV. Fade to black.
I had to let that thing speak for itself. You better run if you hear a preacher preach about what? Sitting in a shiny suit, he the devil himself. Like, oh my God, sweeping be Jesus help. I got a 9 for every loop on my belt. I'm just playing what the dealer just dealt. And if it's joking, then I'm holding the king with your ace. It ain't jack what my queen just felt. You better hear me now. This is just my rap song. Yeah, this is just my rap song. Yeah, this is just my rap song. Oh, pick my ring on. Do you hear me, nigga? This is just my rap song. Yeah, this is just my rap song. Yeah, this is just my rap song. Oh, pick my ring on. Do you hear me, nigga?
see me, John G.